Audio should be back. All right. Excellent, you guys. Okay, did you learn something there? All right, so face the front. Now let's do the same thing. Let's go right leg back now. Delayed reaction there. Okay, so same thing. Your stance is exposed there. If you guys turn in your stance and do like that, that's kind of like, that's in my language, that means kick me in the groin. Okay? Okay? It's what it's saying. Okay? In Shoshu language, it says kick me in the groin. Yep. And I'll oblige. Okay? All right. So, why does it say that? Yeah, well, your fighting stance, if you go here, I mean, it's just completely open. That's the target. Okay? So what I want you to do is be very aware of your fighting stance of what you're saying, right? Okay. Now, do your snap kick. Be very aware of what's the first motion. Ready? Kick. Good. Get that knee up nice and high, though. Okay? You want your knee to come up towards your chest when you kick, right? You don't want your knee stopping down here and kicking out. You want your knee coming up high so that your kick is going through the groin, right? So groin high's here, right? So how high should your kick be going? About 18 inches through it, right? Okay. And your knee should definitely be going through it. Again, ready? Kick. There we go. Good. Roll those toes back again. Ready? Kick. Good. Loud key eye. Ready? Kick. There you go. Kick. There you go. Left leg back. Good. Be aware. What's the first part of your body that moves? Again. Ready? Kick. Good. Front foot is the first thing. Feel it? Good. Again. Ready? Kick. Good. Use the push. Okay? All right. So when you push, you don't like spin out. You roll up on the ball of the foot. Okay? You get that roll going. Got it? You feel the pressure. You're here, you're pushing, and you feel that pressure roll onto the ball of the foot and then onto the big toe, and that big toe is the last bit to spring from the ground. Okay? Feel that going on in your feet. Feel those muscles working. Ready? Kick. There you go. Good. And again, ready? Kick. Also be aware of the return. Okay? If you kick and then this kind of comes back, you're not really prepared for the next weapon. But if you kick and return, that return is what's going to fire your next weapon, right? Because your hips are coming back to neutral. Make sense? Yes. So you don't want your hips just kind of casually coming back. You want them pulling back hard, and then when they pull back hard, they drive the foot back to the ground. Okay? So go ahead and do a snap kick to the front, and then one to the rear. Ready? And go. So kick to the front, push your foot to the ground, kick to the rear. Okay? You're going to have to drive your foot to the ground to get that second kick off fast. Ready? Kick. There you go. Good. You're also going to have to position it heel toe or you get yourself buried, right? And kind of twist it up. So back to your fighting stance. Again. Ready? Kick. Good. So you don't want to be setting it down there because now you're like, you set it down, you got to transfer and find your spot, and then you kick, right? But if you kick and you drive it down, you're already kicking as those hips snap around. Make sense? The drive to the ground, if I've kicked here, the drive to the ground is firing the hips, is firing that kick. Make sense? So push it to the ground. Reload to neutral. Pull it back to neutral hard and push it to the ground. Ready? Go. Good. When I say push it to the ground, I mean drive back to your stance. Don't push it like straight to your ground, right? Snap your hips through, and that snap is going to carry your next kick in. Okay? All right. Again, let's go ahead and go right leg back and try that. Snap kick to the front and then to the rear. Ready? Kick. Good. So you get rid of the swinginess. The swinginess, you don't have any control over what's going on, right? But return. Think about your kick coming back near the other knee, right? If you're kicking and you're coming past that knee, so it's still high. If it swings, it comes below the knee, right? But if you're returning your hips, it comes back to your supporting knee. You're close to it, okay? Not below it, above it. Ready? And kick. There you go, good. Okay, that changes your drive, doesn't it? If it comes back high by that knee, it's going to change your drive. Okay, again. Ready? Loud kick. Ready? Kick. Good. Okay, feet together. All right, so now we're going to work on a hammer fist. Let's go over the top, okay, to the right, okay? Pay attention, you guys. All right, so hammer fist over the top. Hand comes up, right? So it's kind of like your elbow is protecting your face, right? Okay, so this is protecting the face. Fire the elbow down. If there had been a punch coming at my face, the elbow would block it, right? Okay, so think about the elbow blocking that punch. Okay, and then just pull that through and let the hammer fist happen. Now don't put the brakes on it. What are the brakes? The opponent. Let the opponent be your brakes, right? Okay, when you hit, it'll stop your weapon. Okay, again, ready? And go. Good, good. And again. So you want to think about the nose is here. You want to let that go through it. You know, it's not like flailing here, but if I fire it through about 18 inches or so is where it'll stop, okay? If I'm thinking about my focus hitting up here. And again, ready? And go. Good. What's the other hand do? Quickly, right? It doesn't kind of lag up there. Your hands come up together. So if my hands are coming up together, this cover hand's already here as my elbow protects, right? Now, when my face is no longer protected by the elbow, the cover hand was already there. There's no gap in between the two, is there? There's no gap because they come up together and the cover hand is there. So what if somebody had punched like right as my hand gets down here for some reason? Then that's there, right? Okay, again, ready? Hammer fist over the top to the right. Ready? Go. Good. Again, ready? Go. Good. Don't pose and freeze there, right? Okay? That's your muscles stopping it, putting the brakes on, right? You drive it through. Again, ready? Go. Good. The way, you know, it's hard and soft, right? You guys heard the yin and the yang, right? Okay? The softness creates the speed, right? The hardness creates a reinforcement, okay? So you have to blend these two together. You can't, there's no such thing as like a totally soft art. You'd be like a pool of water on the floor, right? There's no such thing as being completely hard. You'd be a stone. You wouldn't move. You can't. You have to combine the two. Okay? Your skill is really one of your foundations. One of the things that really makes you skilled is how well you combine the two. Okay? So if you're putting the brakes on here, that's really slow, right? Okay? If you're just flopping around, none of you are really doing that. Most of you are putting the brakes on, then there's no reinforcement to it. Although even just flopping around would hurt. Okay? So I won't get at in physics. There's an equation for this. We won't get into it, but basically, the less the amount of time that you're reinforcing, that you're squeezing, the smaller that increment of time, the more you're going to transfer that energy through. Okay? So if you're squeezing a lot here, that's not going to transfer through. But if I just squeeze just for that instant, then the energy transfers through. That's because I'm able to use the soft and the hard only when it's necessary, okay? That's in all your weapons. Every weapon is going to have that. Some beasts are different than others, but all your weapons are that way. So here's what I want to get the hammer fist. The hammer fist is a good one to really get this. I think about like this long curved icicle, and it's melting, right? It's like the sun's been on it, it's dripping with water, it's super slippery. It's got a curve. And you reach out, and then as you reach out, you grab it. Okay? Try to grab onto that thing, but when you grab, it's so slippery, it just goes through. But still try and squeeze it. Okay? Visualize that in your head. Do your hammer fist. Ready? Go. Good. Then put that icicle in your head. The icicle is nice and super slippery. and you try and squeeze and grab it as hard as you can, but it's just going to slip. Ready? And go. Good. Does that speed it up? Yeah, it speeds it up a lot, right? Because you're combining the soft and the hard better. Okay? You're keeping it soft, and then you're not using antagonistic muscles. Okay? When you squeeze, what muscles in your arm do you need to squeeze? These in here, like the forearm muscles, those cause the hand to squeeze, right? To make it reinforced, you're using the tricep muscle right here, right? Okay. So when you think about the icicle, you use all those correct muscles, okay? When you're doing it in the air, you start using your bicep. Is your bicep going to help you in that type of motion? No, it resists it, right? Okay, so you're muscling, you're resisting, you have antagonistic muscles. One muscle is fighting the other. Make sense? Yes. So, you guys, because you lost the user manual to your body, you don't know these things, but now you have to learn them again, right? Okay, again, ready? And go. Good. Feel the difference in how that accelerates, right? Put that in your head, the icicle. Again, ready? And go. Good. Got faster, huh? Okay, just really try to grab that sucker. Grab that icicle really hard. Ready? And go. Good. Now you don't have to slow it down up here. Just fire that and grab it. Okay, let it go. Don't have like stop, go, but just go. Okay? All right, and again, ready? Go. Good. So now you can forget about the icicle, but remember the feeling. Okay? Remember the feeling of that firing. Now when you start your hand, so when you start it, start firing it from here, right? From here to there. It doesn't go 1, 2, right? It's one motion. Okay? Again, ready? Go. Good. Now your breath is going to help you with this. Okay? If your breath is timed to the way you were doing your weapon, you were going, breathe in, breathe out, right? Then that's going to slow your weapon down, isn't it? Because it's not coordinating your weapon speed. So your breath is going to go out right from when you start, right? You fire this right from the beginning, right? From here, that breath goes, right? Try to get that breath going. Ready? And go. Good. So don't save the ki up for like very end, okay? It's like the guys, I don't know why they do it, but they do like this whole kata and then they ki once at the end. Maybe there's a use for that, but I don't know. You want your ki going when you're firing this weapon, right? Okay, again, ready? And go! Good, good. Think about just the muscles that you need. Do you need to tighten the shoulders to fire that? Okay, to get your hands up fast, what muscles do you need? Just to get your hands up fast, what muscles do you need? Okay, feel it in your body. Okay, you can feel the biceps to start them, right? But as it goes over the top, then it's the tricep, right? In the beginning, it starts the biceps. Okay. All right. What else do you need to really get your hands up fast? Yes, the part I thought you might forget. You need your legs to get your hands up fast. Because if your legs are relaxed and you throw your hands real fast, there's a wobble in your body, right? Because there's that equal and opposite reaction, right? But if you grab the ground and make the bottom part of your body hard, then the hands can move faster. Okay? Make sense? Yes. So think about your feet. Grab the ground, harden down there to fire that weapon faster. Okay? You'll get faster, much faster. Again, ready? Go. Good. Okay, when does the ki start? Immediately. If you at the end, that caused a muscling in your body. It caused a slowing down of things. Right? Okay, if you just see that breath is abrupt, hard, right? The whole body. Can you feel the difference in the ki? How it comes out? It's like okay, push from the diaphragm hard, and coordinate that with your weapon. Ready? And go. Good. Again. Ready? Go. Good. Again. Ready? Go. Good. Again. Ready? Go. Good. Okay. If we were going to do that, before we go on, I get some other curriculum, but before we go on, let's just do a little tricky one with this. Hammer fist in the front is kind of a cool thing, okay? So you got this guy in your face. There's This is just a little goodie, and we'll come back to our regularly scheduled lesson in a moment here. The guy's in your face. He's mouthing off, right? Mouthing off so you can speak. Mouth off. Go ahead. Boom. Okay. Nasty shot, isn't it? Okay. Then can you see it coming? No. Can't see that coming at all. Okay. And it's a terrible shot because it comes right up the center. Can't see it coming. Now when it hits, where do you feel it? Okay. I didn't. Maybe let me hit Mr. Ray here. Where do you feel it? Jawbones, huh? Well, yeah, it goes there too. Well, I guess you. Okay, so you're right. It does go up there, huh? It goes up in the face and the top of the head. Why does it go up here? Yeah, and as the jawbones went back, the jawbones where they connect, those bones drove back and hit the nerves that lie underneath of them. And so, yeah, it does do funny things in your head too, right? Yeah, imagine that if, boom, that was really nice. Yeah, what would it do to you? Oh, yeah. Okay. You stop talking for sure. Okay, that would be the end result, yeah. You stop talking because they're passed out. Okay, so to do that weapon, you just bring it up through your center right here. Now, here's the funny thing. If he's acting aggressive at me, does that cause any reaction? Mr. Pena, if you're thinking like you're going to kick my, you know what, right? And you're talking, you're mouthing, right? And does that trigger anything in your mind? Kind of. Okay. Does that, look, when I go to punch you, you move your face, okay? When does it trigger?
Not until it's like almost there.
It's too late, right? But you saw it, okay? You saw the hand move, but it didn't tell your brain to move your head. I'm not saying you won't see it. I'm saying there's nothing in the head that says that's offensive. Does that make sense? So I'll hit Erica here, okay? Okay. Didn't react to it, did you? But you saw it moving, right? Okay. Okay. So the point here is that why is it that way? Now, what if I do this? You're reacting. You're like wanting to hit me and stuff, right? You want to pull back something. The little shoulder, you know, even a tension in my body, anything like that, that tells you something's up, right? But if I just bring this up, you're like, what? You know? Okay, that doesn't trigger, right? Okay? This here, that doesn't trigger, does it? Doesn't trigger your mind. Pow, but you can take somebody's head off with it, okay? Tricks of the mind, okay? It's just our minds trigger to certain body motions and others they don't, okay? This is not something that looks like it's offensive. This does not look offensive here. It doesn't look like you're attacking them. So their mind doesn't trigger to defend, okay? So bring your hand up through your center, kind of like you're just rubbing your belly almost. Up through your center. Bring it just a little bit over your own mouth height because it's got to come down on the mouth, okay? So over, bam, this way, right. And we'll go ahead and bring your cover hand up right behind it, okay? Yeah, the cover hand kind of trails because you don't want them exactly together because the cover hand will trigger their mind, okay? So you want it to just trail it, okay? Think about your own chin, bring it to your own chin, and then just pow this way. And you see how I've got a little hooking down motion to it, okay? Same like that, like a little icicle now, right? Little icicle, pow, this way, okay? Yeah, try that with each other, okay? Yeah, partner up, partner up. So the trick, what you're trying to learn now is how do you do it without their minds saying they're being hit, okay? See, that lean triggers his mind that you're being hit, yeah? Yeah, this is if they just like, you guys, this is the guy that comes up like, hey, what? You know, like that. Stupid way to come up to you, isn't it? But they do that, right? They're like, tough guy, right in your face like that. That's this guy. Got it? Yes?
How close do they have to be?
This is a close one.
Okay.
That's why I said they're coming up because, yeah, you want to do it. You wouldn't want to ever like stand here this close for a long time, would you? No, you give them the opportunity. It's kind of when they step in, like Mr. John's going to be Mr. Tough Guy. He's stepping in, boom, then you take him right when he gets in range, right? Right when he gets there. Okay, that's when you're going to take that. You're like, hey, I don't want to, pow, take that jaw shot. Okay, got it? All right, go ahead. Yeah, there you go. Yeah, that's too far away. Yeah, he gets like, yeah, the guy kind of like does this. He sticks his face in there, sort of thing, right? Yeah, like that, exactly. That's the guy it's against. Okay. You know, especially guys that maybe they stick their chest out, like do this with their this sort of thing. Just totally expose that chin, right? That's. hmm There you go. Relax, relax. Just pow. And let it go through. You want to take this and go, bink, all the way down here. Okay, and that shock just drives those jawbones back in and lights out. There you go. Don't stop it there. Okay. Yeah, you can go slow to get the idea of keeping your motion here and whatever, and just. Okay, you guys think about. Listen up, you guys. When you guys think about hitting this person, what happens in your body when you're thinking about hitting somebody? Okay? You start seeing little triggers, right? Little tension here. Okay? You see those things. You're like, that's a tell. It's a big tell, right? So, when I do it to Mr. Ray, do you see any tell going on there? No tell, right? Okay? I'll give you the trick to learn how to do that. Okay, you guys want that trick? You don't think about hitting him. If you thought about just stay here, okay? If you thought about just touching somebody on the chin, do you give the tell? No. So do that with your partner. Just go, oh, touch him on the chin. Mr. Carley likes that, by the way. Yeah. Bring it up. Bring it up. Yeah. Touch him on the chin. Yeah. Your body doesn't tense and do all those things, does it? Just so. Okay, easy. Good. Now just make a fist when you touch him. Yeah. Now the difference is you make a fist when you touch him through, and you touch him about a foot through. Okay. But it's still a touch, right? It's still just a touch. Yeah. No. Hit him. You just touch him through. Yeah. Yeah, relax. See, you're still thinking hit. You want a little bit of lean in here. Just touch. If you have to, go back to just this. Yeah. There you go. You guys, it's totally mental what you put in your own head, right? And so if you practice just going, oh, touch them, then you'll change what's in your head. Yeah, that's easy, huh? Very easy. They're not going to react to that. Bring it up and touch them on the chin. Okay? Nothing to it. Good. Now just do it with your fist. Same thing, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Same thing. Okay. Okay. Go ahead and switch back and forth. I actually have some other stuff I want to get into, but you guys I wanted to give you this little goodie. Okay. Go ahead. Yeah. Touch them a foot through. Hey, no more mountain man beard. Ah, it's all gone. Touch through. Touch through. Yeah, when you guys do this, the way to do it is, come here, Mr. Pena. Okay? Look, tighten your jaw up like that. All right? I'm going to hit you a little bit, okay? But if I just go about this speed, and it's tight, right? Okay? You can take that. Maybe that's a little too much. Is it dinger?
Yeah.
Okay. Maybe a little slower than that, but you see how you guys saw how little I put into that, right? Okay, so maybe I'll go on Mr. Carley a little slower, a little easier, just like that. You can then you can take that, right? Okay, you can kind of practice at that speed. Yeah, it's just a little though, huh? So it's go super. It doesn't take much at all before it starts zinging you, huh? Okay, but do it right, do it correctly at that speed, and you're going to learn how to do it. Okay. Yeah, just look, a natural circle. Yeah, there you go. Just boom. See, where's it tightened? Remember the little icicle? Okay. The little, yeah, there you go. That was it. See, that was different. And don't make it 1, 2. Make it a circle. Boom. And make it super easy and natural. Huh?
Now I know why you gave us that image.
The icicle works, yeah. Okay, got it, you guys?
Yes.
Okay, good. All right, so that's a little goodie that you guys can hold on to and practice. And if you use like the icicle analogy or the touching or practice, like I said, super slow like that on each other, but super slow enough that they can take it, but you can get the motion right. You'll learn the motion and it'll be right on. And it's a instant knockout if you ever need it, somebody in your face, okay? All right, so salute your partner and face the front. We got other stuff to do. Okay, so let's go back to a hammer fist to the side. This time I want to go across this way, okay? So up and hammer fist. Good. Now it should have the same attributes. Should we still feel that icicle? Yeah, it's just not vertical, right? It's a horizontal one. We still see how it still tightens at the end, really nice and relaxed, boom, and it's like sliding down that icicle, okay? Hammer fists are, I think, the easiest weapon to feel the soft hard, okay? It's in every weapon, every single weapon, a block, a chop, okay, a heel palm, it's in everything. But a hammer fist, I think, is the easiest one to feel it, okay? All right, so you guys, if you practice this in the hammer fist, it'll help you. All right, so again, horizontal hammer fist, ready? Go. There you go, good. Now, there's no cameraman, there's no photographer coming for the Kung Fu magazine front cover picture, okay? So don't stand there and pose for it when you're done, okay? Let that thing go and just relax your hands and let them come back, okay? All right, again, ready? And go. Good, again. Don't pull them back, don't force them back. Don't go, that's unnatural. Right? Just go boom and just let them come back naturally. They'll come back pretty quickly naturally if you relax them. Okay? Again, notice again, this is about your softness and hardness in your muscles, right? You pull them back, that's tension, it's slower. Okay? You hit and just let them naturally come back. They're faster. Okay? Let this energy work for you. Don't fight it. Don't fight against it. Okay? Let your chi work for you. Again, ready? Go. Good, good. Okay, and again, ready? Go. Good. Now, if I were doing just a single one, I would come back to the fighting stance. Now, we generally wouldn't do one single weapon, but if we were, that would be the proper pop them, and then this is our ready position, right? Okay, so since we're doing a single one, come back to the fighting stance. Okay, all right, again, ready, and go. Good. Okay, so now everybody knows a heel palm to a hard bow? Yes? Is that unfamiliar to anybody? It is. Okay, so in your horse stance here, all you're going to do is fire your cover hand ahead, and you'll probably take a little adjustment step here to widen that stance and square your hips to the front, locking out your front knee, or locking out your back knee, right? Front knee bending to where the knees are coming out towards. Your knee should be, if you dropped a plumb bob down your knee, that plumb bob should hit the knuckles of your toes. Okay? Shouldn't be past, shouldn't be before. It should be hitting the knuckles of your toes. Okay? So you guys can do that and look in the mirror and see the straight line down where that's at, right? If you want to go deeper, what do? Move your foot, right? Don't move the knee past the foot. Move the foot, okay? All right, so the relationship between the two is always the same there. Okay, again, ready? And one, and two. Good, good. Yeah, you might have to take a little deeper step to let your hips open up, right? If you stay too tight-roped here and you try to turn your hips, it's like, oh, it doesn't go, right? So I got to open that up a little bit to allow my hips to square here. Okay, got it? All right, and again. Ready? And one, two. Good. Remember to keep your posing for Kung Fu magazine. It's going to be a great shot there. All right, so I forgot the detail I was going to get. Oh, the cover hand. Okay? Make sure when you do one, where's the cover hand? 3/4 extension out there, not here, right? Out there. So now when you fire it, you've got fire it from a farther out position. It's going to be there faster. All right? Okay, again, ready? One, two. Good. Okay, so to fire it from here, it's like, oh, how do I get it going fast from there? It's already almost there, right? Well, one of the things you can do is you can pull your right hand, okay? everybody forget the left hand for a moment. Just kind of let it dangle here and go 1 here. Now I want you to like grab onto something like those old emergency brakes in the old Toyota trucks, right? Grab onto that thing and pull it back to your side really hard. Yeah, yeah. And you can step in deep when you do it, right? Okay, so do that again. Stick it out there, and now pull and step. Good. So that helped turn your hips faster, didn't it? Okay, now put your cover hand back out there with 1. Good. Now, and 2. Good. Now I want you to say 2 really loud, and I want you to say it from down here from the diaphragm. Okay? Again. Ready? And 1. And 2. Good. Okay, now, when we say 1, remember the ki. Does it go like at the end? Does it like build up? No, that's not right either, right? Okay. Your ki, when does it start? Immediately, and it's explosive, right? Okay. Explode. Oh, with that ki. Use your abdominal muscles here, right? Everybody put your hands here. Feel your abdominal muscles here. And louder. Push them harder. Use those down there. Ready? Good. Okay, now do that with your hammer fist, right? Right from the start, when you do this. Okay, ready? Go. Better. Crisper, wasn't it? Was your weapon faster?
Yes.
Weapon's faster, right? Because it's coordinated with your breath, and the breath coordinates the core muscles of your body. Make sense?
Yes, sir.
Okay? All right. So again, ready? Go! Good. Now, same thing on 2. Ready? 2! Good. 2 was a little laggy. It wasn't quite as explosive as 1. Okay? Remember, in the body motion to make 2 explosive, we pulled with the right, right? Now, if you think more about pulling with the right and less about pushing with the left, you'll be faster. Okay? And a lot about that ki. Ready? And 1, 2. There you go. Good. Good hard bow. Again, ready? 1, 2. Good. Get that air. The ki. You guys see how the breath coordinates and makes everything faster? Again, ready? And 1, 2. Good, good. Concentrate on the breath. Again, ready? 1, 2. Good. Okay. Now we're going to do them both. Okay? But I want it to be 2 ki's. Okay? Look. Was that 1 ki or 2? Well, I mean, depends how you define it.
2 syllables.
2 syllables, okay.
1 ki.
1 ki, 2 syllables, right? It had like, let's say 2 punctuation marks in it, right? Yeah?
Yes.
Okay, so let's go back to 1, 2, but then we're going to quickly go to 1. I want you to practice 1, 2 a couple times, okay, and then we'll do the whole thing. Ready? 1, 2. Good. Again. Ready? 1, 2. Good. One more time is 1, 2. Ready? 1, 2. Good. Now let's do them together. Ready? Go. Good. That was good. You feel it? Good. They're separate weapons, right? They're separate weapons, but they're united. Again, by the numbers again. Ready? 1, 2. Good. Again. Ready? 1, 2. Again. Ready? 1, 2. Good. Now together. Ready? Go. Good. Good. Okay. So separate weapons, but united. Separate weapons meaning they have separate power sources, right? Power source 1 is shift of center line. Power source 2 is shift and turn together, right? All right, one more time by the numbers. Ready? And 1, 2. Good. Remember, cover hands out here, not here, right? Again, ready? 1, 2. Good. And again, ready? 1, 2. Good. Now together. 1 ki. Ready? Go. Excellent. Good. Again, ready? Go. Excellent. Good. Now last Tuesday we worked on rear kick. Pull that rear kick back underneath us, right? Yes. Remember that? Okay. And when we worked on that, we worked on pull and present, and that present fires the weapon, right? Kind of the same pattern of breath we're doing here, right? 1, 2. Okay. So let's do the rear kick to hammer fist as 1, 2 for now. Okay. Ready? 1, 2. Good. Yeah, hammer fist going across horizontally, like we did last Tuesday. Okay, again, did you hurt your elbow? Okay. All right, good. Ready? Because you got to watch hammer fist that you don't overextend the elbow, right? 3/4 extension, so you don't hyperextend. Again, ready? 1, 2. Good. Now let's go. Now make sure you're heel toe. Okay. If you set down not heel toe, then you're gonna get all twisted up, right? Again, ready? 1, 2. Good. Now from there, heel palm. 3. Good. Are you on a tightrope?
Yeah.
Did you get a little wobbly like this way, like you're standing on a tightrope? What do you got to do? Yeah, don't stand on a tightrope. Yeah, okay. Again, ready? And 1, 2, 3. Good, good. You got to open those hips up by moving that foot, right? Again, ready? 1, 2, 3. Good. Again, ready? 1, 2, 3. Good. Now let's combine the rear kick and the hammer fist as one. How should that ki sound? Yeah, one with punctuation marks, right? Almost syllables, but not quite, right? And again, ready? 1. Yeah. Rear kick, hammer fist is 1, right? Again, ready? 1. Good. 2. There you go. Good. Are you tight roped? Some of you were. Okay, again, ready? And 1. Good. 2. Good. You have to maintain center line as you do this, or you're going to run into trouble spinning around. If you're a little bit bent and you spin, what happens? What happens to a top that's a little bit off balance? It's all over the place, right? What happens to a top that's on balance? Spins perfectly with lots of power and lots of balance, right? You can't hardly get it off balance. Okay? You want to be that perfectly centerline top. Okay? Again, it means shoulders back, head up. Does it take much weight on the side of the top to get it all wobbly? Tiny little bit. So would like that do it? Certainly would, right? Again, ready? And 1. Good. 2. Good. Now from there, you might as well just kick him, right? The guy got rear kicked. His head's now flying back because you got hammer fisted him and heel palmed him. So he's like this. What does that mean in Shoshu language? Kick him in the groin is what it means, right? Good. You guys like speak another language now. All right, again, ready? And 1. Good. 2. 3. Good. Can you see that guy reeling back from your first weapons? In your mind, can you see what's going on there, right? Can you see that groin just eating that thing, right? And then pow, flying back. You don't know how tall he was, so you don't know where this hammer fist hit. That's which is why we use the hammer fist. Okay, but you know that upper body's flying back. Okay, again, ready? And 1. Good. 2. 3. Good. Okay, now can we put 1 and 2 together as 1? So you got rear kick, hammer fist, heel palm is 1. How many punctuation marks? How many syllables? 3 syllables, right? All right, again, ready? 1 word. All right, ready? 1. Good. Do you notice that you're dying to do 2 when you came with that kind of energy? Did you feel that? Yeah. It's like, man, 2's got to go. Yes? That's good. That's really good. 2. Okay? It's like the energy takes over, huh? Oh, yeah. Yeah, the power, the flowing focus and chi takes over. Your hips are already turning in that direction. You just go for the ride, okay? All right, again, ready? And 1. 2. Good. Okay, now on 2, all you got to do is make sure that you stay square to your opponent and then turn your hips after the fact, after you've returned your hips. Otherwise, you're flying. See, there's a lot of energy here, right? Okay, you got energy meaning kinetic energy, right? It's flying around. You have to learn to control that energy, but you don't control the energy by putting the brakes on. Okay, you control the energy by alignment and knowing how circles work and all that, right? Not by putting the brakes on. Now, if you're doing your kick and you're continuing to spin, you're spinning out of control now, right? But if you go from here to a straight hip square kick, now you can control that energy and put it where you want it. Does that make sense? Yeah, it's like riding a roller coaster. Okay, you're not going to get down on the downslope and then try to put the brakes on the roller coaster if you had it, right? That would be tough. Okay, but you have to go with it, and but you have to be able, roller coaster. Maybe not a perfect analogy because you're on a track, but you guys get the idea what I'm saying? It's like a ride. Huh? All right, so again, ready, and the whole thing. Ready, go. Good. Watch you overturn on the snap kick. Okay. It's good to do it fast, but feel the control of the energy when you do it fast. Where are you putting it, right? Are you controlling? When I say controlling the kick, I don't mean controlling placement of the kick. I mean controlling it through that everything's in the right place and going on the things that line up. Does that make sense? Yes. Okay. A better analogy is like somebody who's really good at a whip, right? You've seen people like you could put a candle out at a whip. They don't like make it stiff and place it there, but they can get those circles to go wherever they want and land whatever. That's what I mean by controlling the energy, right? Yes. It's you control it through the motion, not through the brakes. Yes, make sense? Yes. Does it make sense to you guys? Yes, good. Okay, so again, whole thing. Ready and go. Good. Okay. What's next? Huh? Maybe. Cover out, be aware, right? Okay, so if you went kick here, come back to neutral, have the choice to step in or to step back or step to the side. Maybe you kick and maybe you got to come over here and hit this guy over here, or you've kicked and you've got to go another direction, whatever, right? How are you going to be able to go in any direction? Coming back to neutral, right? Or at least center. Yeah, center is more correct than neutral because we won't necessarily come back to our balance, but we will come to center. We may have to step in, but we're centered as we do it. Okay? Does that make sense? All right, and again, whole thing. Ready and go. Feel that overturn, Ms. Carly? Yeah. So you got to, here's where practicing fast. You guys see how practicing fast helps? Okay, because now you got to learn how to not let that pull you off balance, right? Now, learning that, it may be going back to practicing slow more. And you're going back and forth. We've talked about that before, right? Can't quite get it. Okay, go back to slow, try and get the body motion, go back to fast, maybe a medium, mix it up, and you'll get it, okay? But when you get it, you got to be able to do it fast because that's how you do it, right? And physics takes over when you start going fast, right? That momentum and all that stuff, that's going to become very dominant when you go fast. And that's what you want. You want that physics dominant, but you want to know how to deal with that, okay? How to get that energy to flow. Make sense?
Yes, it's good.
All right. One last time. Rear kick attack. Ready? And go. Good. Good. Work on that last kick. Work on that kick coming back to neutral and then being able to set in. You're probably going to set in, but have control of your hips as you do it. Make sense? Okay? All right, so that's that whole technique, rear kick attack. Got it? Practice the other side too. Okay? All right. Okay. Homework is the other side. Okay. Mr. Robitel. He gets really mad. He just go like crazy. You stepped in front of him. Saved your life, Nicole. You kidding? Ready? Hup! You got that, Liz? We've had